There we go.
Is that yours?
Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to the Coptic Center and our 10th anniversary celebration and Christmas gathering here at the Coptic Center, along with our 80th celebration of the Coptic Fellowship International, once known as the Coptic Fellowship of America. 80 years serving humanity since 1937 as we celebrate that in this year of 2017. So glad you're with us as we not so much have an experience tonight, not so much have a gathering of Coptic moments, but many moments of our experience together, not so much a service, but music of laughter, of your thoughts, of your chance to get up and maybe share a few words of the past 10 years. It's a night of reminiscing, a night of a gathering, a night of food, fellowship, and togetherness. So thank you for being here tonight. And as everybody gets settled in their seats, we're already having the laughter. That's great. It's a good night. 10 years ago, we had a blizzard, and we had a very sparse crowd of brave souls that walked through the Coptic Center's doors for the very first time, and Father Christmas and Mrs. Santa Claus joined us then, and he and she will join us tonight, too. Over the past 10 years, we've had 71 presenters on Sunday evenings, and I'd like to read the list of them and just a quick highlight of them, of a note of thanks for their words of wisdom, light and love, and this path of self-mastery that we've had. The first gathering 10 years ago on the 23rd of December 2007, it featured Director John Davis and Minister Carl Franklin speaking. Orchard Franklin gave the meditation that night, which we'll reminisce about that in video and audio in just a few short minutes. In 2008, Andy Tomko, Jim Campbell, Laura Joy Veneman, Bob and Barb Huttinga presented. Eric Webster, guest Eric Hansen, and his perspective on Egypt. Coptic minister Bonnie Kripe spoke that year. Thanks to Doug Schultz, Denise Iwana, and Nobel Peace Prize nominee Dennis Adams graced our presence a couple different times with a workshop and a Sunday night presentation, too. It was very powerful. Linda Grisiak, Coptic minister, Rex Montague Bauer spoke on the Holy Breath. Ruka Dagucha was his workshop, and a couple different times he presented in 2008. Blessed to have my brother William Bill Delano presenting in 2008 on August 10th night. Darcy Davis Beejan from Arizona now, Coptic minister with her music and words. Blessings going out to Marianne Jones, a Coptic minister, the late Marianne Jones, no longer with us. She presented that year. Michael Provenzano as well. Thanks to Cecil Pierce Nightingale in 2009, she presented. Margaret Nicholson is probably in these walls tonight someplace, some of you. Thanks to her as well. Marty Curtis, guest Tom Zinzer, Claudia Gannon, I know you're here tonight. Thank you for presenting in 2009. Cheryl Oliver, Kiri Weirda, guest Robin Marvel, Coptic minister Lois Kenny presented. Amy Seekman made her first chance to get up to the podium in 2010. She joined us. Nicole Fix, Susan McFarland, thank you for presenting various times. The first time for her in 2010. Julie Fortino Shirtliff also. Coptic minister Tara Rietberg presented, along with David Fix, Laura Clignett. Blessings going out to the late Marcia Camp. She presented her wisdom of her knowledge of Reiki and those energies, and the blessings of her. May she be called forth with Marianne Jones tonight, and those that have passed as Coptics that have presented over these past 10 years. Pam Hemis presented too. Darren Powers, a guest on motivation and different perspectives of that, along with his guitar playing. Chad Jones, Pam Chappell, Chief Wakian Stamani from the Pine Ridge Reservation, presented in 2011, and Senator Teresa Two Bowles and Barbara Dolknife in 2012. Kathy Ryder, Ellen Tutt, and his Words of Choose to Believe was the first time to present, also in 2012. And thanks to the folks down at Mother's Trust in Ganges, they spoke and sang with Prem Lancaster and the Kirtan for the first time in 2012. Brian Morris, affiliate for Linda, guitarist. He spoke in 2013 along with Joe Baker, thanks to going out to Zachary Wiley. Flautist Douglas Bluthfeather, Chief Golden Light Eagle in 2013, along with Ted Jaw, astrologist Camille Albright as a guest. Rose Kruger, thank you. Maureen Wolverton, Lee Grace, and Michael Rogue. Amy Seekman teamed up with Dr. Fred Johnson in 2014, along with, most recently, Dr. Michael Rice. He presented for the first time in 2014. Nathan Smith, Bonita Jacques, and Carrie Ellis on quantum physics in 2015, with some of the perspectives. Barbara Bess, James Reeds, thank you, in 2016, along with Hans Klipheis, Tom Halifax, Jordan Venderven, and in 2017, the most newest presenters, thank you, John Medina, Tony Burrows, and Tom spoke, I believe, also. So thank you all. You are all a part of the 10 years. Others sang their solos, and we'll have a couple more of those tonight, too. Let's hold the energies of Master Hamid Bey as he joins us in spirit tonight, along with Master Kurt Stanley and those that have passed, like our first pianist, Karen Locke, blessings to her, that debuted the center 10 years ago with her beautiful orchestral piano playing, and Marianne Jones and Marcia Camp, and those that have passed, along with a few others most recently, too. And Laura Jo, I think you wanted to share a few words of quite a shocker most recently of somebody that transitioned.
Most recently, Jen Sarber, who almost all of us know, or at least she was at the conference in Avondale that we just had recently. Very much of a surprise. But what I wanted to say was, what I've been getting in a lot of different ways is that those who do make a transition rather suddenly or unexpectedly, it's almost always, I believe, that they know that they can be more effective on the other side. It's not that, they can't do the work here, but as I talked about in the talk last week, we now are able to do the ascension, to rise to the higher energies, and still maintain our body, if we choose. Jennifer Sarber was a wonderful, wonderful soul. We wanted to say thank you to her, to her family, just to put the prayers out, because sometimes it's not, they've gone home. They're fine. They're absolutely fine. But those who will miss her, definitely, along with many, many of the others that we've got too. Okay.
Thank you, Laura Joy. What a blessing of over 10,500 guests and over 500 gatherings, and this is one of them. 10 years later, here we are together, and just as equally amount of workshops that we've had, classes, ordinations, and so it's a night of celebration, and thank you once again for all being here. A little bit of touching the highlights. We'll do more of that in some video, and let's have some songs, shall we? Let's get into the Christmas spirit. First, please stand and let's share the Coptic prayer in your song and prayer book. It's the blue tab section on page 1. May we keep all hearts nice and light this evening. It's page 1 in the blue tab section. And let us share that. Heavenly Father, make my heart the garden of joy and happiness, thy temple of peace. May the radiant lights of the Spirit illuminate the pathway of my life, uniting my soul and mind into one thought of love. May the perception of such enlightenment guide me in the fulfillment of my thoughts and desires. May the fragrance of thy presence be ever manifested in my life. Peace, peace, peace. Words of wisdom, and it was stated very slowly by another wonderful Coptic that did pass away at age 100 this year, of Grace Felton. I remember saying that very slowly with feeling and love of the Coptic prayer. And blessings going out to Grace as well on this night. All right, let's get into some holiday singing, if we could. And if you could turn to the page 24, it's the Christmas red tab section in your song and prayer book. Let's hear Jingle Bells and sing it out loud. I've got the list.
Thank you.
That's okay.
I'll always be one step behind you. Until you announce
And let's sing it loud. Dashing through the snow, and horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Now the groom is white, wear it while you're young. Take the girls tonight and sing the sleighing song. Just adopt a babe, 240 for his fleet, and hitch him to an open sleigh and crack music the lead. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Very nice. Please remain standing and turn to page 16. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let's go. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are near to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Thanks, everyone. One more to go, for now at least. Let's turn to page 14, and Angels We Have Heard on High. In the first two verses, if you could. Page 14. Let's begin. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. In excelsis Deo. Please be seated. It's always Christmas time, and the year-end is a lot of time for reminiscing and looking back and being in the moment, and also looking forward as well. But this year, especially since it is our 10th anniversary, it's a lot has happened. A lot of lives have been touched, including our own on the committee and all of us here at the center. And of the highlights, some of the lowlights, and we're going to touch on that through a video, a couple of them actually tonight, and the one that takes us back to actually our 5th anniversary, but the video and the still slides are of our inaugural 10 years ago, the 23rd of December 2007. So we're going to dim the lights and take a look back with us.
Projector's gone to sleep. Okay. Okay. Should get brighter than that. Okay. I'm thinking it's going to warm up and get brighter. It should.
Yeah, it is. You have to warm up.
Let's see. You can also raise this up a little bit too. Okay, I think it's ready.
This building was a direct result of a bequest by a man named Albert Ventris, who was a student of Hamid Bey and Master Stanley. He was a beautiful man, and as a result of that belief in the wonderful teachings of the Coptic, this building was created, a universal center to reach people with a universal blessing. This building was a dream of Hamid Bey, who always talked about the temple to be built. And in his prophecy, he said, the Coptics will eventually, remember the Coptics were the first Christians in Egypt believing in a philosophy rather than a religion, because that philosophy representing the Nile River, representing our spine, symbolized and represented an energy to elevate ourselves to this wonderful energy that we know to be the blooming of this Christ energy. So Hamid Bey dreamed of this energy here being grounded, and he prophesied there will eventually be, the Coptic will change into a universal perspective of all religious nations and peoples. And it's interesting, when that happened, that's when the bequest reached us. So we step forward with this temple, a symbol of world peace, world unity, world sharing, world prosperity. The hungry shall find food, the homeless shall find homes. World peace, world peace, world peace.
Really excited, hope you are too, to get this nice crowd on a challenging night. There's nothing bad, so we won't say that, but it certainly shows your dedication and seriousness that you're here tonight, and we're really pleased to have you all. It's a good night, and we've got a couple of great speakers, and I have a few announcements, the least important of which is I'm Eric Webster, and I'm hosting you tonight. This is the inaugural event for the Coptic Center.
Gently close your eyes and allow yourself to become still, to be at peace.
I've got to tell you a story about Santa, all right? And I did this last year, but in case you forgot, this is the true history of Santa. And the story that we have about Santa today reminds me of, remember when we were kids and we asked Mommy where the babies come from? They said the stork brought them. Well, that's what the story about Santa is like to me now. 1,200 years ago, a bishop died, and the cardinal had to appoint a new bishop.
And we're really happy to have Karen with us as our pianist, musician in residence.
And can I just mention one thing too, because I don't know when this will happen again. My son is my partner in music, and he's visiting from Madison. He's an audio engineer. He records and mixes for me, and sometimes we write together. So Zach just happens to be here on this first wonderful occasion.
I am what men call God.
Good evening. Welcome to the Coptic Center. This presentation is in the spirit of the White Brotherhood, the Essenes, and the Coptic Order. That is our lineage, and we are proud of that.
Most of us a little older, all of us a little wiser, some a little skinnier, some a little heavier too. Nice to look back and share those moments again, more of those on the way, and just a little bit with more of you and some pictures. And I'd like to bring up John and Nancy Davis. A couple thoughts, words of the past 10 years and where we're at today, and a chance to look back a little bit, and moments of their thoughts and reflection. So please come up, both of you.
Good evening.
Hello.
We're just so thrilled to be here. 10 years. 10 years. And what I am so thrilled about are the number of people that have been touched by the Coptic Center. It's like a pebble dropping in a stream, it creates ripples. We don't know what people are going to be doing with our advanced wisdom and our advanced knowledge. But we know that what we are doing is, it's advanced, to say the very least. That we are light workers, we are powerful spiritual beings, and we are here to be of service to others. And that's why the Coptic Center exists, is because of this. Right now we have ordained many ministers spread throughout the United States. Some of them have centers, some of them are traveling, some of them are touching lives. We're not sure what they're doing, but we bless them and we hear from them every Christmas and on their birthday. And long, long ago, we didn't have this center. After Hamid Bey passed in 1976, we started building on the great wisdom of this great man. And this organization exists because of this advanced philosophy. The modern Houdini of our time, Hamid Bey. And all I have to do is tell you the first name of his first book, My Experiences Preceding 5,000 Burials. And he traveled with Paramahansa Yogananda. And we have pictures of him speaking in these huge auditoriums. Before Paramahansa spoke, Hamid Bey was buried in a coffin. And he went all over the country. And I heard him say to me, I don't like to be in vaudeville. I didn't come to be here to be in vaudeville, but think of the pioneers of what they represented. And then he became one of the greatest writers in metaphysical history. And all the classes we have here, the wonderful classes, and many of you have taken those classes. Just think of all the advanced wisdom that you learn from this, because he was the greatest man I've ever met. And as a result, I just remember the Christmas services, the Easter services.
we always made the announcement and always got a standing ovation when I said this, but Jesus didn't die on the cross. And I have a little story to tell you. I had 2 centers in Flint and Kalamazoo. I went every week. We had 30, 40 people every week when metaphysics was not very well known in this area. And one Easter, I came into Kalamazoo, and I saw 80 people there. I said, wow, this Coptic message must really be getting out there. This is fantastic. And as soon as I said, Jesus didn't die on the cross, 40 people stood up and left. And never came back. I wonder why. But that's our job. To give the story behind the story. To speak of the secrets. We don't want to hurt Christianity. It's a wonderful religion. But when you have something to share, it's got to be shared. I remember all the many conferences we had in Olivet College. How many of you were there for some of those? They were absolutely wonderful. And then when the center opened up in 2007, we just started building the center. And that's why we don't go to Olivet anymore, but we're trying to build this center. So we had our training classes in Kalamazoo Community College. Coptic minister, Coptic teacher, WSO, and now we have self-mastery training. Wow, taught by Jim Campbell and his wonderful committee. So, as a Coptic organization, foundation with the teacher Muhammad Bey, who was trained in the Egyptian mystery schools, we are here to share these with as many people as possible. So this is a vision of the Light Center called the Coptic Center to teach the Egyptian mystery schools that are taught by Muhammad Bey. Have we accomplished this? Yes. But there's a long, long time for you to spread the word about universality, the powerful union of all nations and all people, all religions, all nations, all governments. We're for everyone. That's why we are here. We are here to bring forth that futuristic vision of world peace, world unity, world sharing, world prosperity, the round table of nations, where peace becomes number one. So I'm very proud of all the Coptics and the light workers who brought their teachings and wisdom to the Coptic Center. And some of you are here for some of these workshops. How many of you attended the workshops here over the years? Wow, weren't they wonderful? Just fantastic. And we continue the people that were inspired by these great, great speakers. So this is an opportunity for all of us to come together in celebration of this wisdom, of this knowledge, of this vision, touching many, many, many people. I want to thank all of the volunteers who are here, and many are in our classes. Some lead our classes, some lead our committees, are involved with our committee. We have many committees. And when I took the reins from Muhammad Bey, I said, we are going to create a round table. We're going to create a family. And boy, do I feel that family here, this family tonight. I feel the love of the family here, sitting in this room. So it takes a lot of dedicated vision to put on the events and operate a successful service. And I want to thank you, the many volunteers who have helped build this center. God bless. Honey.
Well, I'll be brief.
I talked too long.
Yes, you did. Well, he has important things to say, right?
So you like.
First of all, I want to be the third person to welcome all of you here tonight. It's a dream come true to see all of you and help share with you the fun that we've had, the work that we've had for the last 10 years. So thanks for coming. I just have a few things to say. I wanted to tell you that in the latter part of 2004, John got a call from an attorney in Peaks Island, Maine. And he said his client, Albert Ventris, passed, and he gave his entire estate to the Coptic Fellowship. So we contacted the board of directors, and John and Jim Campbell went out in January, met with the attorney, and started the process of having the estate turned over to us. For 2.5 years, the next 2.5 years, we looked in and around Grand Rapids for a property. By the way, I missed telling you that there was one stipulation to get those funds, and it was that we build a center. Either build a center, buy a building, and the lawyer did follow up on us with it. We had to show him pictures, an address, yada, yada, because that was the stipulation. So, took us 2.5 years. This was the last building we looked at. Come on in, Carl and Ortrin. I see them in the hall. Come on in. They can. You want to sit there? Okay. I was just sharing with the group that this was the last building we looked at in, maybe the mid part of 2007. Actually, Carl and Ortrin were out looking for property for us, and just on a lark, you saw a sign down by the road, and they said, well, let's go look here. So then they called us, and we came out and looked, and the rest is history. We closed on it in August, and then for the next 3.5 months, we renovated the whole building, and we had our first opening gathering on December 23rd, 2007. So the board of directors at that time were Rosalie Britton, Janice and Jim Campbell, Carl Norton Franklin, and Andy Tomko. And we thank you for all the many buildings you were dragged to see. So it's been a good building, and I think you were overlighted to find this place. I want to take the time to recognize some people who have given much to this center. I would say most of you in this room have given a lot. Michelle Jennings, would you like to stand up a minute? Michelle is a creator, stained glass artist, and she donated the piece in the meet and greet room of the Torch and the Pyramids, and then most recently, this one. So we have some other art pieces in the center. Jordan Vanderven recently donated the one in the meet and greet room. Our late Marianne Jones has a piece in the meet and greet room. It's the Angel on the Lake, I believe. And then Nancy Wanaha, is that how you pronounce her name? She painted the Saint Michael, Archangel Michael picture just outside the library. So we have some wonderful things as a result. Linda Massad, our keyboard player, and she helps Mike a lot with music in the building. Alan Tutt, our video, and I think I want to thank you until I see the videos. Now, to those of you in this room, I'm not going to mention names, but you know who you are. You have given from your heart very generously. We can't pay anybody, because if we did, we'd be broke. We'd be turning the keys over to the next owner. So for all of your generosity and your help and your volunteerism, we thank you. Now, there's some families in this room who have dug deep into their pockets and supported us. And for that, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We are so blessed to have you all in our life and to have your love and support for what we're doing here. And I want to say that I feel we all have had a hand in creating this Light Center. So thank you all. And you've helped to make it the happy place that it is. So that is the end of my little speech, but what I want to do now is tell you there was no way John and I could have done all this by ourselves. He has a board of directors to help him with the business aspect of the Coptic Fellowship. Okay, so now Spirit plunks this building in front of us. It's like I've got two houses. Wow. So we knew right away we had to get some committees organized, and we needed the help. And right away we thought of Michael Delano. Mike, you want to stand up and come forward? Mike has been there. Mike has been a Coptic ever since you were a little boy. And you've been there helping John and myself all along. Laura Joy, our librarian, come on forward. When we had this building created, we wanted a library, and who knows anything about a library? So we needed a librarian, and all of a sudden, here comes Spirit with Laura Joy. So thank you for all your hard work. And recently, Linda and Lawson Craven have joined our committee. And would you like to come forward? Do you have some things you'd like to say? If not, just come forward so we can... Oh, all right. Well, this is the steering committee for some of the ideas that we hear from you. We bring it to the committee. We're always looking to implement what is the good of the whole. Somebody might have an idea, but is that really going to be an idea that's going to please everybody? So with that, I wonder if the committee has anything they want to say. And once again, thank you.
Ladies first.
I can't believe it's been 10 years. Short and sweet. It's been an interesting journey because you can't do it by yourself. Truly. And so it's like the heart opens up and you just gain more and more love and light the more that you do it. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Was it July 2007 night? I was in shorts and T-shirts, and we were sitting in John and Nancy's living room, and we were given the gift of taking on this committee and being a part of it. And it certainly has changed my life in positive and also challenging ways. And it's something that I look back of a lot of reminiscing. It's hard to pinpoint just a few moments, but there's many moments, and from the inaugural time on the 23rd of December to the Peace Pole dedication, to being able to own chant, to MC gatherings here, to be able to speak with you, to at conferences, to sing solos, to grace the stage with my wife Susan and sing duets, to be able to share the stage with my mother, who did the meditation one night, and my brother who gave the presentation, and I emceed and sang solos. It was a Delano night on August 10th of 2008, and what a gift that was. Especially that with heartfelt moments of today, my mother's mental capacities are dissipating with Alzheimer's now, and those are cherished moments I look back on. And I say that wholeheartedly with a lot of love. A lot of love for all of you at this place. It's a crown jewel that many know but don't yet. And that's the thing that is kind of the surprise to those as we talk about the future in a little while when John comes back up. But the moments of music, song, laughter, and togetherness, that's what this place is represented. And I'm thankful to be a part of the moments here with you. And I thank you. The music, the laughter, the love. And solo's still on the way with Gregory coming up next. So Gregory Chandran is coming up with our solo, and it's a special one too. It's O Holy Night. So please welcome Gregory up for his gift of music. Thank you. Bravo, thank you. And Christmas gathering and a celebration can't go without a Christmas story of some sort, or a story. And let's bring up Minister Laura Joy Fetterman. She'll share that with us right now.
Yes, truly, this is Santa Claus's Day. It's also a very unique time in this culture, this society that we're in. Now, this is a politically correct Santa story. Okay. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and Santa's a wreck. How to live in a world that's politically correct. His workers no longer would answer to elves. Vertically challenged, they were calling themselves. And labor conditions at the North Pole were alleged by the union to stifle the soul. For a reindeer had vanished without much propriety, released to the wilds by the Humane Society. And equal employment had made it quite clear that Santa had better not use just reindeer. So Dancer and Donner and Comet and Cupid were replaced with 4 pigs, and you know that looks stupid. The runners had been removed from his sleigh. The ruts were determined dangerous by the EPA. And people had started to call for the cops when they heard sled noises on their rooftops. Second-hand smoke from his pipe had his workers quite frightened.
His fur-trimmed red suit was called Unenlightened. And to show you the strangeness of life's ebbs and flows, Rudolph was suing over unauthorized use of his nose. He'd gone on the TV in front of the nation, demanding millions in overdue compensation. So half of the reindeer were gone, and his wife, who suddenly said she'd had enough of this life, joined a self-help group packed and left in a whiz, demanding from now on her title was Ms. And as for the gifts, why, he never had a notion that making a choice could cause so much commotion. Nothing of leather, nothing of fur, which meant nothing for him and nothing for her. Nothing that might be construed to pollute, nothing to aim, nothing to shoot. Nothing that clamored or made lots of noise, nothing for just girls or just for the boys. Nothing that claimed to be gender-specific, nothing that's warlike or non-Pacific. No candy or sweets, they were bad for the tooth. Nothing that seemed to embellish a truth. And fairy tales, while not yet forbidden, were like Ken and Barbie, better off hidden. For they raised the hackles of those psychological, who claimed the only good gift was one ecological. No baseball, no football, someone could get hurt. Besides, playing sports exposed kids to dirt. Dolls were said to be sexist and should be passé. And Nintendo would rot your entire brain away. So Santa just stood there, disheveled, perplexed. He just could not figure out what to do next. He tried to be merry, tried to be gay, but you've got to be careful with that word today. His sack was quite empty, limp to the ground. Nothing fully acceptable was to be found. Something special was needed, a gift that he might give to all without angering the left or the right. A gift that would satisfy with no indecision each group of people, every religion, every ethnicity, every hue, everyone, everywhere, even you. So here is that gift, its price beyond worth. May you and your loved ones enjoy peace on earth. Yay! Give yourself a hand.
Nice story. Nice story. I caught the vertically challenged part of that, too. So it is, if you look above in the ceiling, you see a couple of ceiling tiles off these days, and a tired old building in 2007 still has a couple hiccups along the way, and most recently our furnace has gone out here at the center in the sanctuary in the meet and greet room, and your body heat's keeping things warm tonight, pretty much. So it's something that the heating system and the cooling system is getting a little tired after 35 years or 31 years, I believe, of usage through ourselves and the previous owners too. So, with that being said, it's a conscious gift of heart, of your heart, of light and of love from your wallets and purses to keep things warm and cozy in here in the wintertime and cool in the summer, and to keep this mission towards touching people's lives and living that path of balance, positive, loving, and joyful living. So we want to keep that going into the next decade, and it's time for a chance to use to give for that new heating and cooling system for the center. It's time. We once again request that you open your hearts, wallets, and purses at this time as we do pass the basket, mainly for that intent right now, and also to continue helping others in this community, our country, and the world with our words of wisdom, the mission, and what we represent to the world. So if you could gather some tithings this evening, and as we always do state with our love offering affirmation that is in your program for tonight's celebration, we'd like to share that. And please say that with intent, those words, when you hold your tithing. And let us share that. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am thankful.
So thankful to have all of you here tonight. And Linda's Christmas music will be part of the moment as we pass the basket tonight.
This is for Nancy, who said, I want upbeat music during the Oh, hold on a minute. Technology works. Okay, one more time. That's pretty good.
Just take a moment. Take a great big breath. Oh, we've got bellies that are full. We got hearts that are full. Mother, Father, God, Creator, infinite source, infinite intelligence. We're so glad to be here together. One more time, creating this wonderful matrix of love and light. Oh, take another deep breath. Feel that love just circulating inside your heart. You are the greatest gift that you have to give. Do you know that? Do you feel that? Do you realize that? Discover it. Acknowledge it. And now one by one, overlighted by Hamid Bey, Master Stanley, and all of our wonderful, wonderful friends on the other side. They're circling, they're gazing down, they're joining with their heart energy, and just so grateful that we are here tonight to share with this love and light with them. And so we thank you, everyone, for it would not be the same if you were not here tonight. And so we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Why don't you come together, open your eyes, take a moment. For those of you that are able, stand up, please. You can do one of two things. You can tickle the person next to you or give him a hug. Your choice. Your choice. Your
My mother loved that. That was a great song. That was
It was good to have you stand up for just a little bit, and thank you, Lord. I thank you, everyone, for your gifts tonight. And your gift is a present for sure this evening and always. Please be seated if you could. Thanks for bearing with us as we continue to go over a little bit our normal hour time, but it's a chance to look back once again where we had a visit of the demolition and remodeling of the Coptic Center and our inaugural. I'd like to thank Alan Tutt for all his audio-visual work. I did a lot of the share of that the first 5 years of the audio recording of the services and the gatherings, but he's been taking that on, and we're very thankful for his professionalism and bringing the video aspects of the portions of our gatherings on Sunday nights. And he put together an incredible video that it highlights, really fills in the blanks of the past 5+ years of our 10 years together. So Alan, I'll dim the lights here on the podium and you do the same, and let's take a moment to enjoy that.
The food?
Look at that big smile on the photographer.
Egypt is one of the oldest civilizations all over the world. In the ancient Egyptian civilization, for a tomb. So if we talk about the development of tombs in ancient Egypt,
Horse blinders, people. Horse blinders.
Thank you. Then if I pulled these for one anxiety attack too.
Beautiful. He loves the attention, it looks like, doesn't he?
This is an absolute work of art, folks. Everybody should read it, practice it, be engulfed. Everything is right here. Everything. It tells the whole story accurately and how we are going to participate in this wondrous journey here on life and then into the next.
Good memories, great moments, and more
laughter. And where will we go the next 10 years? We're going to do it all together. And the grand adventure of the Coptic Center does continue. So I'd like to welcome back Gregory Shandon back. The Christmas Waltz he will share with us as a solo. Thank you. Let's bring him back with a nice round of applause.
Frosted window panes, candles gleaming inside painted pancake on the tree. Santa's on his way, he's filled his sleigh with things for you and for me. It's that time of year when the world falls in love. Every song here seems to say, Merry Christmas. May your New Year's dream come true.
Gregory. Nice job. All right, so we've shared a few words, to say the least, and we'd like to open up the center to you. And for you that choose to stand up, share a few words. We'll try to keep it brief since we're already running over, if you don't mind. But of your experiences the past 10 years, what this place has meant to you, what the organization means to you, of this path towards self-mastery, light and love, and balanced, positive, loving, and joyful living. So any of you that choose, feel free to step up, say a few words, thoughts, as we reminisce tonight. And if you don't, that's okay too.
Well, I'll start.
All right.
You're the man.
I just want to say it works. I've been here since 2011, and I started with the WSO course. Still get nervous when I get up here, though. But I've enjoyed all of you, and this space has certainly helped me to mature into the person that I am becoming, and I have a lot of gratitude for being in this space right now, so I send love. Hey, what's up, buddy? One of that Willem back there. Anyway, thank you. God bless.
Anybody else?
I will.
All right.
I'm going to repeat a speech that I gave not long ago. And it went something like this. The more there is to learn, the more there is you want to learn. The more you want to learn, the more there is to learn. And this is the place, folks. The teachings are awesome. The people are phenomenal. The material is just out of this world. So if you want to learn, this is the place. John, where are you? Are my 2 minutes up yet? Thank you.
I give 30 seconds left. Anybody else? Anybody like to share their thoughts or words of love?
If you don't make me go up there.
You can speak from back there. Right?
Thank you. This is one beautiful place on this earth plane. And this is all family. We are all one. We are united. What a beautiful experience.
Amen.
Thank you.
I've been in and around the Coptic Fellowship for probably about 35 years. I wasn't around when you actually came here. I finished working that job that took me away in 2011, and I think it was shortly after that I started back over here. And all those years, John was telling me about WSO. Oh, you should do WSO. Have no idea why I finally decided to do it, and I'm really glad I did. And what I feel like I have here is a family. Everybody working together to make this work. It's not the same as a typical like church hierarchy kind of a thing. It feels like home.
So it is. This is home. Your Coptic home. And anybody else?
Okay.
Okay.
I will. Because my mother did. I'm Sherry. I'm Dolly's daughter. And the first time I was introduced to Coptic Fellowship was way out there on 28th Street, somewhere down that way, out east. And it was a long time ago, 20 years ago, maybe. Before the center was even here. I didn't know about it then, but now I know about it more. It is family. It's extended family. And it's just phenomenal, more than words can express. And I'm really proud to be a part of this now. I'm part of being reunited with this extended family. I want to thank you, John, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for accepting us, and it's like welcome home every time we come in those doors. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think it was the Coptic Center of the Comfort Inn, if I recall, on 28th Street. Would anyone else like to share a few words? John, please do.
I had a chance a long time ago to live with an Essene rabbi, and the Essenes were part of the Coptic development. And one thing my Essene rabbi taught me when I lived in Southern California was 3 principles. I'd like to share those tonight. Im ein anili mili, ukshe ani la'atzmi ma'ani, im lo akshaf emotai. There are 3 principles that every rabbi and every real Jew lives by. 1, if I'm not for me first, who am I? This is your journey. Your journey is enriched by being at the Coptic Center, I believe. Ukshe ani la'atzmi ma'ani. If I'm only for me, what am I then? There are 3 questions. You're nobody. You have to go to a position of selfless service to grow. Im lo akshaf emotai. If not now, when? When are you going to grow? When are you going to get involved in selfless service? When are you going to enhance your journey? He told me, he says, John, I'm going to fly you to New York from Escondido, California. You're going to meet with some of the rabbis and the Jews in a fundraiser. Dr. Bronner, the Essene rabbi, was a multimillionaire. And he said, if you get on the street and you need some extra bucks, he says, go into a synagogue and recite the 3 questions. And then watch what happens. Me, I'm kind of open to do those things. So I stopped in at a synagogue, and I had to put on my yarmulke that I used to wear back then. And so I did the greeting at the opening of the synagogue, my Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. And the rabbi responded, Baruch Shem Kavod Melkudah Olam Vayed. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And the rabbi responded, and blessed be the name of the Holy One forever. And I said, Rabbi, you got $10? He said, why, yes, I do. And he gave me the $10. And I called Dr. Browner. I said, it works. There are 3 powerful principles. And you ask yourself, how is it they're 6,000 years old? The same 3 questions are taught to be answered at every bas mitzvah and every bar mitzvah. So I'm blessed to be here at the Coptic Center, and I expect to see a whole lot of growth. So, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Blessed art thou, Lord our God, King of the universe. And thank you all for being here, because you're part of Him. Amen.
Beautiful, John. Thank you. And any other members of the family who would like to step up tonight? I don't think so. That's okay. All right. As you look in your program, we already have a little sneak peek of Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus, but let's bring in some more music. Please open your song and prayer book and stand if you could. And let's open up to page number 33. Page 33 and 34, it's Here Comes Santa Claus, who's just around the corner and...
It's page 33 and 34 in the red tab section of your family prayer book.
I have to go under, don't I?
And here we go. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Santa Claus and all his reindeer pulling on the reins. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. Hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle, jangle, what a beautiful sight. Jump in bed and cover your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He doesn't care if you're rich or poor, he loves you just the same. Santa knows that we're God's children, and makes everything right. Fill your hearts with Christmas cheer, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. We've come around and church turns out, it's Christmas morn again. Peace on earth will come to all, if we just follow the light. Let's give thanks to the Lord above, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. And Santa Claus is here. And he's got some goodies for all of us, too. So you have those pink raffle tickets in your pockets. And we have a little drawing for everyone. The Christmas gifts tonight.
It's good to see you, Santa.
Sing Rudolph. Down, down. Don't draw it around.
Please be seated, everyone. Got some goodies in the basket, Santa.
All right. Are we ready?
I think we're ready. Raw tickets.
Wrong person.
Just say 312
530.
3125.
530. Oh, actually, it's 530.
And another 10 gifts for 10 years coming at you.
All right.
No, you don't do that.
Hey, don't laugh at age. That's discriminatory.
That's right.
The last 3 digits, 511.
Right here.
All right.
Christmas.
Okay, you draw this one.
What was that? Okay. 510.
Whoa.
Or do I have to tell 4 numbers? No. Okay. 510.
What is the number?
510.
That's me.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. How about you re-gift it? Let's draw another ticket.
Draw another ticket?
Yep,
Okay.
please.
All right. Okay. Are you going to read these? Or let's make a decision.
More fun this way.
You don't want to go home anyway.
517.
Woo! All right. Okay. Merry Christmas.
Tickets here.
I'm not taking those glasses again. It's a cheap, Carl.
All right.
Carl.
501.
Wow! Trees!
501. Mix them up.
All right, mix them up.
There you go.
Five, 3-3. 5-3-3.
Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. 527.
527.
527.
527?
Yes. All right.
Well, James, here you go.
Hi there. Love you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Looks like candy.
Could be.
543. 543. All right.
One more goodies over here too.
Yeah, those are after this.
All right.
There you go, Santa.
Oh, my. This is going to be a lucky one here. 528. 528.
528.
528. Going. Gone.
There's another.
536.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Wow.
There it is. And I think there's one more, right?
All right. Are you ready? 541. 541.
Okay, Janice. Merry Christmas. Okay, we got two more.
Two more?
Two
Okay.
more.
There you go.
522. 522.
Minus 10. Okay.
All right.
And the last one.
We'll shake it up for the last one.
This is it.
519. There we go.
Brother Santa Claus?
That's Brother Santa Claus.
If you let that grow, you could be one of us.
Oh, yeah.
How do you?
I lost 150 pounds.
Yes. Well, we will. We have a few. Okay, and then we didn't bring probably enough for everyone, but for the children, we have a little bell, and we have a little story that goes along with it.
And you have to determine whether or not you're a child.
Yes, I know we have 2 children here, so we'll wait for them to come up first, okay?
The real children.
Once the other child comes here, we'll tell the little story that goes along with this, okay?
There she is.
She's right there.
You know that Santa uses magic, don't you? Well, really, it's the elves that create the magic. And have you ever wondered how Santa can go around the world in one night in a sleigh pulled by reindeers flying through the air? Oh, reindeer don't fly, sleighs don't fly. But what the elves have done, and if you've seen the movie Polar Express, they had it right on. The sleigh and the reindeer are lined with bells. And in these bells is magic. These bells helped Santa go around the world last year. They don't have enough magic to do it again, but they have a little bit of magic left in it. So we're going to give you a bell with a little bit of magic in it, and you can use that. And what I suggest you do, hold it in your hands and close your eyes and send out a wish from your head and your heart together for somebody else. And if you do that, the magic will help bring it about. And see what you're wishing for actually happening. All right? And then when you're done, you can hang it on the Christmas tree as a Christmas tree ornament. All right? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So big.
Yeah.
So pretty, too.
I know what. Yes, I have. I'm growing up.
And for all of you, we would like to wish you a most blessed Christmas season. And a very healthy and prosperous and fun-loving 2018.
We do have some extra bells for the child and you. If there's someone that is... We have a few of them, so. All right, and we've got extra ones. Sandra, nice. Carl, would you like to? There's lots of them in there, but they need to be pulled apart. I had them all pulled apart before I got here, but they're all tangled up again. So. So Steve's ignoring me. So I think I'm going to have to be doing this. Yeah, so just remember, make your wish. A little bit of magic.
This little elf back here.
Wish for somebody else.
Yes, well, yes. Or you can also wish for yourself.
Well, you look like an elf.
Okay. I
just have to stick them out. So, listen to me. We got lots of them. Can I have the help here?
Some more here.
Because I have a problem here. Some of these they're all tangled. So you can come help and untangle these. And then unfortunately we don't have enough for everyone here. Let's see who wants them. Okay. Okay. And then
thank you, Santa.
Maybe you can separate and pass that out.
Thank you.
This lady next to it.
Okay. Here, Debbie.
Thank you.
All right. My 9-year-old. Merry Christmas.
She really good at that.
Hey! Santa's quick.
Yes, please.
All right.
I got left, so right here.
Yes. How are you?
Okay, but then when we're finished passing these out.
And Ortran, if you could please remain up here, and Santa Carl, could you come back too? Okay. I'd like to have you up here for a moment, okay? Okay. Good to see you.
You too. Oh. We should sit down.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, good.
Oh. Everybody ring their bells a little bit.
Yes, let's start ringing our bells.
Ringing the bells of Christmas.
It's a special day. Christmas is filled with love, but these Carl and Ortran Franklin with us tonight. My understanding is they're celebrating their 41st wedding anniversary, and what a special day of love. And let's sing "Happy Birthday" with the sounds of "Happy Anniversary" to it. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, dear Carl. Happy anniversary to you.
I was just going to ring in this wonderful Christmas season. I just want to say that, we were here for only part of it because we were at another place. But, it's been a wonderful celebration here. And I know that since we've been here, we talked a lot about, Santa and so on. But let's just really get down into the depths of it. What is Christmas really and truly all about? I'm going to just tell you a little bit about my background. I was born in Europe. And the way we would do it in Europe was we celebrated St. Nicholas, which is the 6th of December. And that actually is Santa Claus. And it was always so much fun. And I think some of you that are probably from Hollandish background, you remember putting your shoes out by the door, and then St. Nicholas would come and he would put the fruits and nuts in your shoes. It was really a wonderful time. But, and then when Christmas time came about, in Austria, this is in Austria, and the tradition was not for the families to decorate their tree together. Everything was blocked out, the children were sent to bed, and then at some point in time, all these bells started ringing. They're all ringing and so on, and you came downstairs, and if you didn't have doors and so on, they had blankets hung and so on. And tradition was that the Christ child is the one that actually decorated the tree. Oh. And so when you first saw that tree with the candles lit, because they always had the real life candles on them, it was because the Christ child brought it. So it was a gift from the Christ child. So Santa Claus is very much about bringing gifts, and sometimes we forget about that. There's so many gifts children tend to get now at Christmas time, but that the true meaning is really about the Christ, the divine Christ that came down to assist in uplifting our planet Earth. And then the other thing that I have come to grow into as far as awareness and consciousness is that it's also that reminder of the recognition of the divine Christ within each and every one of us. Amen. So please, during this time, think about that. Think about that divine essence that dwells within you. Connect with that divine essence, the divine Christ in you. And Merry Christmas to everyone. So there's a few more bells. If anybody else wants a last bell. Okay.
I was ringing my bell, but I guess not get a bell.
Well, no, there are some that haven't gotten, so.
What a wonderful gathering tonight, and as the celebration does continue, we have our 10th anniversary cake available for you in just a moment, and more fellowship and probably some more food in the meet and greet room as well. We'd like to close this portion of our gathering tonight in the celebration. It's a vision for the future, and our director, John Davis.
The future. Well, I'm going to propose a couple gifts that we should send to humanity this Christmas. We are powerful spiritual beings. We're more powerful than we possibly imagine. It's 2 prayers. They're very simple. The first prayer is to send universal love and light to all national and international political leaders, all of them. Bless them and ask them to seek only one goal the rest of 2017 and 2018. World peace. Peace alliances between nations. To bring that peace, bless all leaders of all nations. This is our gift to them. Overlight them and realize that the earth is the world as one family. That's the first gift. Just do it every day. Do it simply. In your own words. It doesn't take long. It doesn't make a difference. But every prayer is going to be answered. Pray vibrates to God, and prayer vibrates to Christ consciousness. The second one, that every nation will have in 2000, next year, 2018, the greatest economy they've ever had. Think of it. Every nation will have the greatest economy they've ever had. I believe anything is possible. Anything is possible. Now, just do it once a day from the heart, and it will happen. And that's what we were born to do, in my opinion. We got to put our Aquarian hat on. By the way, it's not Aquarii. You know what I'm going to say. It's Aquarius. Yes, it's Aquarius. And we were called. So just do it. Very simply from the heart. And when we incarnate again, you know what? It's going to be. It's going to manifest on earth. And we'll not know that we had anything to do with it. We'll say, wow, what happened back at that time period? What happened? It was incredible. That's what we're here to do. That is our future. For all people. Santa.
I just read, and it resonates true with me, 2017 ends a cycle. 2018 begins a new cycle. And what is in the new cycle is dependent upon what we choose to create.
And 18 is the number of the mirror. The mirror. You know what 20 is? The 10th power of the heart. It's the mirror. We are the mirrors. Send it out. Send it out. Send it out. God bless. It's been a special night. I've had tears in my eyes so many times back there. To attract people of your caliber. God bless you all. You are fantastic. God bless.
God bless each and every one of you. Next gathering we'll have is the Winter Solstice gathering here on this Thursday, right, Laura Joy? And if you'd like to share a few words about that, you can before we get into more celebration in the meet and greet room.
It's a combination of the new moon healing and the full moon celebration, so please come. It's going to be food and celebration and just a great time this Thursday. It's on the back of your program, too. So.
World Healing Meditation.
You also have the World Healing Meditation service that's bright and early on New Year's Eve morning at, I believe, at 6 a.m. 6:30 a.m. So come join us for that. We do a mind link at at 7 o'clock with those around the world at different time zones for world peace and meditate for that. So thank you so much for gathering tonight and celebrating us. And look for more details on the back of your bulletins. And that will be in the morning. It's not a PM service for the world peace. Yep. Let's get into more celebration and cut into the 10-year anniversary cake. God bless everyone. Merry Christmas, and thank you for joining us.